Hi, Gary here. Before the 2008 financial crisis, people were buying homes with 60% of their disposable income on adjustable rate mortgages. And, it was horrible when that all hit. They lost their homes because one basic thing, they didn't understand the math. They didn't understand what it took to live in this property they purchased. Even though the government rules and everything else allowed it, they should never have been put themselves in that situation. And so math matters, and that's just one example out there. But today I want to talk about 5 things. If you just have an awareness and understanding of these 5 areas, you're going to make good, smart decisions about your money. So you don't have to know it all, but I'm going to kind of walk you through it. So if it gets a little dicey, it's fine. Awareness and understanding are most important. So what are they? They are, number 1, computational skills. 2, compound interest. 3, inflation. 4, amortization. 5, taxes. Let's start with the first one. Computational skills. What is that? Well, that's whole numbers, it's decimals, it's percentage, it's fractions, and estimation. Now, what's a real world application? All right, you're out to a meal and you want to leave a tip, and it comes to your meal is $12.41. So estimation, well, round it off, $12. Now we're going to use decimals. We want to get 15 to 20% in the form of a tip. So if we take the decimal place, $12, and move it 1 to the left, that's $1.20. Well, that's 10%. Now we're using percent. So double that is $2.40, which would be 20%. Now if you want to estimate in between, it's roughly $2 is 15%. So I gave you a lot of together, but that's kind of logic and awareness and computational skills. Number 2, compound interest. Easy way to understand this is take a real life example. Let's say you're age 30, and for the last 2 years you put some money in a Roth IRA and it's got $10,000 in it. So you're thinking to yourself, should I invest in the stock market, bonds, this, that, and the other thing? Well, let's just take this rule of 72. I talked about it in a prior post. Rule 72 says if you divide an interest rate into 72, let's use 8%, the resultant, which would be 9, 8 into 72 is 9, is the number of years your money would double. All right, so let's take that. Let's say you make 8%. You're age 30, and we're going to double that 4 times. 4 times 9 is 36, so we're going to take you out to age 66. So you have this 10,000 in your Roth, so it doubles once, so it's 20. Twice, it's 40. The third time, it's 80. And the fourth time at age 66, I know it's way out there when you're an old dude, it's $160,000. Now let's take that same money, but you earn 6%. That doesn't seem like that big of a difference, 2 percentage points. Obviously, you're not risking your money as much and maybe not having as much in the equities and so forth, but it should make a big difference, right? Well, let's see what it does. 6 goes into 72 12 times, so it's going to double every 12 years. So there's going to be 3 doubles. First one is 20, second one is 40, third one is 80. Now, that's pretty amazing. Between 6 and 8% from age 30 to age 66. 2 piles of money. One 160,000, one's 80,000. My rule of thumb, take the bigger pile of money. Makes more sense in the future. Okay, let's go to inflation. Your parents or grandparents, you hear about them buying their house that they live in now after 30 or 40 years for 50 grand, and you now know it's worth 250,000. Well, that's inflation. Inflation runs 3% per year. And that's why a lot of people do buy homes, because the fact that they do gain in value over time, and of course they get rid of paying the interest and everything else on it. Everything else, it gets affected by inflation, but it's important to recognize that over time you got to defeat inflation. You got to make more than 3% on your money long term. It's just an important aspect to understand. Number 4, amortization. Amortization, you're used to, it's in car loans or homes loans. And amortization is just basically level payments over a period of time. So let's take a home. Today you can get say a 4.5% mortgage. Let's say that $250,000 house your grandparents own. You put 20% down and 80% of that in a mortgage, which is $200,000. At 4.5% over 30 years, it's $955 a month. Amortized, equal payments, interest and principal. Less interest up front over time, more principal. Over the whole life of the loan, $344,000. Wow, $144,000 interest. Now let's take a little trick here. Let's say you pay an extra $100 every month. So you go from $955 to $1,055. What will that do? Believe it or not, pays the mortgage off 5 years earlier. Not only 5 years earlier, ends up being about $317,000. You save $27,000. Well, that's huge. And that's really amortization. Finally, taxes. We have to deal with taxes, and in this country, it's a graduated tax schedule we deal with. So you have 0% bracket, then 10, then 15, then 25, then 28, and it goes up to 40. Well, it makes a difference paying attention to taxes. Let's use the example I used earlier, 6% and 8%. If you were making 6% on a tax deferred, we already saw that's 80 grand. Guess what happens in a 25% tax bracket? You take away 25% of that earnings, so it's down to 4.5%. At age 66, it's $49,000 instead of $80,000. That's a huge difference. So taxes make a difference. Hey, whole thing behind all this is, look, making good decisions about your money, it can be complex. First, be aware and then understand. If you can do the math, that's great, but it does matter. It makes a difference. And certainly go out and seek counsel, somebody who really understands this well, to help you make these really, really good, smart decisions. So until next time, enjoy.